Okay, so today we're doing something I like to call bedtime hits, which is just a way to open up your hips, relax the pelvic floor, get a little bit of movement into your legs before you lay down. And this is great, especially if you have a lot of tension in your pelvic floor, if you just have that kind of achy sensation when you lay down to go to sleep. And we're going to be mostly low to the ground. Grab some blocks if you need a little bit more support. And we'll get started. So we're going to start in child's pose, but get your knees super wide, get your toes, big toes to touch, and sitting back, kind of flaring the hips up a little bit, unfurling them a little bit. Sit back, see if you can let your belly sink in between your thighs, and walk your hands out long. And right now we're just relaxing into the earth. Really feel into the points of contact with the earth, your fingertips, elbows, the lines of your shin bones and the tops of your feet. Just kind of allowing yourself to be cocooned in this space at the moment. And pressing your elbows down, rock yourself forward just so that your hips come in line with your knees. And again, sit back, again, unfurling those hips, letting the belly droop in between the thighs. Let's do it a few more times. Rock forward, shoulders over elbows. Rock it back. And incorporating the breath, inhale, draw it forward. Exhale, send it back. Two more. Inhale forward. And exhale, send it back. Really pressing your booty to your heels. Come up onto your fingertips and allow your forehead to press into the earth, getting a stretch in the underarms a bit. Really the whole side body line all the way down to the hip point. Flatten out your left palm. Extend your right fingertips up towards the ceiling. Take an inhale, reach up. Exhale, twist. Slide your right arm underneath the left armpit. And then if you want a little bit more, you can reach your left arm behind you, back of the hand to the low back. Maybe you tuck the fingertips inside the right leg. Maybe you wrap your right fingertips around your left shoulder. Again, focusing on the breath here, in and out of the nose. Softening into the earth as much as you can. And coming out of this the way that we came in, extend your right arm straight. Left arm goes up and then forward. Inhale your right arm up. And come back through that child's pose. See if you can lengthen your spine a little bit more before you let the belly droop in between the thighs. And again, coming up onto those fingertips to kind of elongate the side body. Press down into the right hand. Inhale your left fingertips up. Same thing on this side. Feel the stretch on the inside of your right leg. Reach, inhale. And exhale, twist underneath. Send your right arm up. Flip your palm, bend your elbow, maybe tucking those fingertips inside the left leg if you can fit. And then wrapping your left fingertips around your right shoulder. Keep breathing. And again, coming out the way we came in, extending your left arm out. Reach the right fingertips up before you bring them forward. Press into the right hand. Inhale your left arm up. Follow through. Come back through your child's pose. Press down into your elbows. Come up onto them. Walk your knees into the center. Tuck your toes. Sink your hips back. And rounding your shoulders forward, come into your cat pose. Unfurl your hips, let the belly drop, shoulder blades draw together, extend the neck. Tuck the butt, round the back. Puff up through the shoulder blades. 2 more rounds, inhale. Articulating through every vertebrae, tuck your tailbone, pull the belly up, expand through the back, tuck the chin. 1 more round, unfurl. Chin is the last thing to lift. Tuck, pull up, round, and unfurl. Lift the chin. And finding your tabletop, you're going to bring your right knee out like fire hydrant and just drawing slow circles, really articulating as slowly as you can. 3, 2, 1. Switch directions, follow through. 5, 4, 3, 2. And last one, we're going to come into that fire hydrant, extend the leg out, drop your foot so the edge of the foot is parallel with the side of your mat. Bring your shoulders over your hips. I'm going to scooch over a little bit so I have a better extension. Inhale your arms up overhead. Let those pinkies wrap in. Get tall. Pull your belly to your spine. Tip over towards the extended leg. Look up underneath the armpit. Again, inhale to center. Exhale to the extended leg. Inhale, center. Exhale, extend. Inhale, center. Last one, drop your hand. Reach, reach, reach. Really thinking about opening up the left side of the hip here in the side body. Inhale through center. And exhale, dropping your left hand to the other side, maybe just staying on your fingertips. And we're thinking about stretching from the edge of the right foot all the way up the side body into the fingertips. Reach the fingertips away from the pinky toe. Press down into the right foot. We're going to swoop forward, finding your tabletop again. Take a cat-cow to reset the spine. Tuck your butt, round your spine, puff up. Unfurl, let the belly sag, lift the chin. And then find your flat back again. We're popping the left knee out to the side this time, getting those cars in, those controlled articulations. 1, 2, try and keep your shoulders square. 3, 2, and 1. Other direction. 5, 4, 3, 2, and last one. Keep your fire hydrant, extend the leg, drop your foot. Again, we want the pinky toe parallel with the edge of your mat. Send the hips forward. Inhale your arms up, reach, get tall, and tip to your left. Inhale up, move slow. Exhale to the left. Inhale up. 2 more. Exhale down. Inhale up. Keep those hips shifted forward. Last one. Exhale to the left. Reaching over to the side. Again, we're looking to open up the right side of the hip here. Breathe. Inhale through center, reach up. And exhale, dropping your right hand. Again, maybe you stay on those fingertips and reaching to the right. Again, sending the hips forward. Look up at your left pinky. Breathe. And again, swoop that left arm forward. Come back into your tabletop. And you're going to kind of walk your knees over to the right side of your mat. Slip your left knee behind your right knee. Get the toes as far as you can and start to walk yourself back, hopefully sitting in between your heels. Your knees should be mostly stacked, and maybe you walk the feet out a little bit. Again, we're just sitting up tall for a moment. Deep breaths in and out. And maybe you start to tip yourself forward, keeping the spine long. Send the crown of the head up and forward. Deep breaths. And you should feel it mostly in the outside of your right hip here. Send your breath into that spot, thinking about inflating the low back, the low right back with your breath. And if you don't know what I mean when I say that, all you have to do is imagine it. So all I'm asking you to do is just play around mentally with visualizing that part of your body and making space with your breath. Maybe you lean down a little bit more. Maybe you can come onto your elbows, palms together, and tuck your chin on top of the left knee. Keep breathing. If this is really intense for you, you can use a different style of breath. It's a really great breath for trauma release. And what you're going to be doing is inhaling, focusing on something that feels relatively neutral in your body. And as you exhale, as you slip into that parasympathetic mode, you're going to focus on the place that feels the tightest in your body. So inhaling into the neutral space, maybe some part of your arm, top of the foot, whatever doesn't feel painful or great. And then exhale, sink into the painful. And start to walk yourself back. We're going to let the left knee point up more so the foot is kind of just outside of the right knee. Inhale your arms up, look up. Twisting to the left, press your left hand down behind your tailbone. Get that right arm outside of the left, looking back over your left shoulder. Deep breaths. And inhale back through center, reach your arms up. You're going to twist to the right, lean to your right, kind of giving yourself a faux push-up here. Press up. And turning back through center, you're going to line up that right shin with the top of your mat now and see if you can stack the left ankle on top of the right knee. And this is a great place for a block here or here, whatever lift that you need to create more space, create more ease. If you want a little bit more, you can take your fingertips and get them in between your toesies. Kind of massaging that area, gripping and letting go. And again, if this is super tight for you, you can use that neutral and tight breath. So inhaling into the neutral space, exhaling into whatever feels tight or painful right now. Right now, I'm feeling it most in the outside of my right hip. Sitting up tall, maybe you have the toes interlaced with the fingertips. And again, maybe you start to lean forward, again, keeping that straight spine. Deep breaths, flexed feet. And start to walk yourself back. We're going to unwind the legs. Give yourself a little wiggle bounce. Shake your toes out. And sit up tall. Move your booty cheeks out from underneath you. Reach your fingertips up. Reach, reach, reach. Belly to spine. And folding forward. Belly to thighs. Deep breaths here. Noticing the difference in the sides of the body. So maybe one of your legs is much tighter than the other. Breathe into the spaces that need the breath. And rolling yourself up. You're just going to bend the knees and come back into your tabletop. Walk the knees over to the left this side, so they're almost to the edge. And across the left knee inside the right. Get those toes pretty far apart from one another and see if you can sit back in between the heels again. And we're just doing the other side here. So again, keeping those feet active, protect your knees, and breathing into the spaces that need your attention. Keep your chin lifted, neck extended up towards the ceiling. And again, maybe you want to start to tip forward, using your breath to open up the hips. Maybe you walk it down a little bit more. Maybe you can tuck the chin on top of the knee and bring your hands together in prayer. Deep breaths. And start to walk yourself up. We're going to bring the right knee to point up a little bit more. Inhale your arms up, reach towards the ceiling, turn to your right this time, plant the right hand behind you. Left tricep comes outside of the right knee. Look back over your right shoulder. Breathe. And again, inhale through center, reach up top. Twist to the left, take that faux push-up. So leaning down, just for a counter stretch, and come back up. Bring your hands behind you so you can kind of walk the left ankle out a little bit, and then crossing the right ankle over the left thigh bone. Again, we want to keep those feet lit up, so flex feet. Again, if you want to interlace your fingers in between your toes, that might feel good. And again, just sitting up tall, belly to spine, shoulder blades back, relaxed jaw. Let your eyes relax. Let your scalp relax. And maybe you want to let go of the toes and start to tip forward a little bit. Deep breath, straight spine, crown of the head going up and forward at the same time. We don't want to round in. We want to keep the low back long. You can even kind of squeeze your right foot and leg a little bit with your forearms. That might feel good. And then start to walk yourself up. Again, we're going to unwind, straighten the legs out, take that little wiggle bounce. And coming down onto your back, get your butt about in the middle of the mat. And laying back, walk the soles of the feet together, knees wide. And see if you can bring your hands kind of to the intersection of your hip and thigh bone. And we're going to think about pushing the legs away a little bit, lengthening the low back, getting a little bit of traction in the low spine. Kind of gripping the upper thighs, pushing the legs away. Maybe you take little movements with the hips back and forth, kind of like a hula dancer. And relax. Bring your hands to your low belly, that space in between your hips and below your belly button.
And take an inhale, feel the low back come off of the mat a little bit. As you exhale, press the low back down, really engage the low belly, feel the pull on the insides of the legs. Inhale, arch your back a little bit. Exhale, press it down. 3 more. Inhale, exaggerate the arch. Exhale, press it down. Inhale, exaggerate the arch. Exhale, feel the low belly, pelvic floor. Inhale, last one. And pressing the low back down into the earth. Keep that activation, and again, reach for the tops of your thighs to that hip joint. Push the legs away, and then start to relax your low belly. Inhale, pull your belly to your spine, lengthen the low back again, and relax. And go ahead and bring your hands to the back of your head, elbows wide, shoulder blades together. And bringing the knees together, maybe you reset the hips a little bit, feel the low back press down, walk your feet wide on the mat, knees caving in together, and take some little windshield wipers. And on this third round, you're going to just let the knees fall to the right. Stack your right ankle on top of the left thigh bone, really inviting the left knee towards the earth. Keep your elbows grounded, chin through center, active feet. Deep breaths into the outside of the left leg. And 2 more deep breaths. And unstack the right heel. Bring the knees back through center. Again, maybe you reset the hips a little bit so your low back feels down. Let the knees fall to the left. Stack your left ankle on top of the right knee. Elbows stay wide, feet stay flexed. Invite the right knee towards the earth. Deep breaths. And 1 more deep breath in and out. And again, unstack that ankle. Draw your knees back through center. Reset your hips. And take your hands out from behind your head. You're going to cross your right ankle over your left knee now. I'm just kind of pushing the right knee away from you a little bit. Kind of loosening up the joint here. I've already opened it a little bit. Just massaging it a little bit further open. Press it away. And then drawing the left knee in. Pretend like there's a $100 bill in between your ankle and the top of the thigh. So really getting that counter force. Reach your right arm inside that little hole and wrap your fingers either on the front of your shin or behind the thigh. For this particular exercise, it would be great if you can get the front of the chin, front of the shin. But if you can't, you can't. Work with what you got. Breathe into it. And just starting to rock back and forth a little bit. And we're going to go ahead and open up the glute med and piriformis a little bit. Those are the muscles kind of on the outside of the hip here. This works best on a hard surface. So if you don't really get the results that I'm talking about as we do this, maybe try it on a harder floor if you're on carpet right now. But when you feel up to it, you're going to go ahead and tip over to the right, letting the top of the right thigh land on the earth. And as you exhale, really draw the left knee closer to your chest. Inhale, let it rock away a little bit. You should feel the outside of your hip massaging into the earth. Draw it in. Let it go a little bit. Exhale, draw in. Inhale back out. Exhale, draw in. Inhale back out. 2 more. Draw it in, feeling the outside of the hip kind of massage into the floor. 1 more. Draw it in. And then using your right elbow, ground the elbow and draw yourself back through center. Uncross the legs, take a few windshield wipers, notice any difference in the sides of the hips. And we'll do the other side. Crossing the left ankle over the right knee. Again, flex foot. You want to pretend like there's that $100 bill in between the ankle and the top of the thigh. Draw the right knee in. Again, we want to get the front of the shin if it's accessible. The back of the thigh is fine. Again, we're just going to start to rock a little bit, massaging the low back. And that might feel good enough in and of itself. So if you want to do this a little bit longer, go ahead. When you feel up for it, again, we're going to tip over to the left this time, letting the top of the thigh ground itself. And as you exhale, pull the right knee a little bit closer. As you inhale, let it move away from your chest. Exhale, draw in. Inhale away. Keep it moving, feeling the outside of the right hip massage into the earth. Flexed feet, both of them flexed. 3 more. Inhale away. Exhale in. Inhale away. Exhale, draw it in. 1 more. Inhale away. And exhale, draw it in. Hold it for a second. Breathe. And ground your left elbow. Push yourself back through center. And reach for the edge of your left foot. Pull it out for a half happy baby before you grab your right foot as well. And again, we're going to rock back and forth, massaging the low back a little bit. And find some stillness. Breathing into the pelvic floor a little bit. Softening your face, softening your jaw. Let your tongue be soft, throat be soft. Deep belly breaths. Keep inviting your kneecaps towards the earth. And go ahead and let that go. Just a few more little things. Ground your heels as close as you can towards your butt. Fingertips down by the hips. Lift the hips up. Exhale, come down. Inhale, lift. Exhale, down. 2 more. Inhale, lift. Exhale, down. 1 more. Inhale, lift. And exhale, lay the spine down as slowly as you can, all the way to the tailbone. Get your legs a little bit longer than you normally would in a Supta Baddha, kind of making it a little bit more passive here, a little bit more restorative. Soles of the feet together, knees wide. And take your Shavasana here if you can. If it's too uncomfortable, of course, you can extend those legs out. But think about imbuing warmth into your low belly and the insides of your hips as you breathe here. And feel free to enjoy your Shavasana as long as you like. And take your time coming out of it.
And I hope that relieves some pain and tension in your hips and you're able to sleep a little bit better tonight. And thank you so much for watching. And please follow me, like it, subscribe, um, comments, share it, anything to help me out. Appreciate you. Namaste.